What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. What I'm going to be doing today is we're going to be making some leftover steak street tacos. Now listen, if you want to marinate your own beef and things like that, I'm going to leave an excellent marinade in the description below. But what we're going to be working with today, some very simple ingredients. First of all, we're going to need our leftover steak, which we have here. Now we're going to be cooking that steak in a little bit of olive oil and some white onion. Just a little bit of white onion, just enough to add a little something extra to it. Now the thing I like about street tacos is that heavy cilantro kind of a essence to it. So we're going to be going with some cilantro. I have some Serrano Peppers. We're going to be hitting it with a little bit of lime juice. In my, we're also going to be using some red onion as well. And then I have some tomatoes. We're going to be topping it off with a little bit of avocado. Actually, I'm going to add the avocado in with this other stuff. The sauce I'm going to be using was a sauce that was inspired by another YouTube channel by the name of Sapo, or Surfing with Sapo, In the Kitchen with Sapo. I forgot the exact name of his YouTube channel, but I'm going to leave a link to that channel in the iCard above in the description below. He's been knocking out YouTube videos for long before I was, so run by there and take a look, show your support, tell him No Hippie said what's up. Anyway, so those are those ingredients. What he inspired me to make was, I did a recipe a while back making some chicken wings, and I used some Chipotle peppers and made a sauce out of it. And he said, you know what we like to do around here, or something to that effect, was blend up some of these Chipotle peppers with some sour cream. So we're going to be topping these street tacos with that. So Sapo, thanks for the inspiration. Anyway, let's start getting this stuff cut up. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of make this salsa. Now what I'm doing is I'm going with some red peppers, and we're just going to we're going to cut these, just kind of dice them kind of finely, since we are working with some small tortilla shells. So kind of as small as your knife work allows you to get. And like I said, as much or as little as you'd like to go with that. I like a lot of onions, and I prefer red onions, but if you prefer white onions, rock with that. I am going to be using white onions when we start cooking our meat. The reason I don't like using white onions when I cook meat is because as you cook it, it's going to kind of get that darker color to it. So I'll go ahead and do this other red onion off the camera. As far as our tomatoes go, you can remove the pulp from it if you'd like, but I really kind of like that added moisture that comes from that. So again, we're going to dice this as small as we can get them. You know, again, we are using those real small tortillas, and this is going to be something that you're going to do, you know, basically to fit your needs. If you don't like tomatoes, leave tomatoes out. If you like more, add more. Now I'm using Serrano peppers. If you like something more mild, go ahead and use jalapenos or even green peppers. Again, this is not anything that is necessary, but we are going to dice these up as fine as we can get them as well. If you'd like to do it in a food processor to save you all this time, that will be another good option. So I'm going to be making a large batch of this. Some of this we're going to be using for this meal, some in another meal. So I'm just letting you know what the ingredients are, and then you can kind of tailor it towards your taste, because I have about 3 more tomatoes here and a bunch more serranos, which we're going to be adding in here as well. I really like that heavy cilantro flavor that you get from some of those street vendors. I remember going down to Tijuana when I was 30 years ago, and those street tacos down there just had that real heavy kind of a cilantro flavor to them. So that's what we're going to do with this. We're going to add a whole bunch of cilantro. Almost can't have enough. But again, I'm going to go real fine with this cilantro. So those are our, ingredients as far as this goes. I am going to dice up an avocado a little bit later down the road and add that in. But those are our basic ingredients. I am going to go ahead and chop up some more of these peppers, tomatoes, and onions and get these in here. Just got a call from my wife, said she's going to be home a little bit early, so we're going to go ahead and add these avocados to our diced up vegetables. Anyway, here's kind of what those vegetables are looking like. And like I said, we are pretty heavy on the cilantro. So we're going to go ahead and get this avocado in. And those are kind of, that avocado is diced up a bit. I don't know if you could see it there, but it's kind of diced up. I may have to work it in a little. And since we're going to be adding our avocado in now, what we're going to want to do is we're definitely going to want to get this lime juice in to keep the avocado from browning. So I'm going to go with a couple, or at least one full lime. Make sure I get that on the avocado. And now we're going to hit it with a little bit of salt. I'm going to be using just a little bit of kosher salt. Not a whole lot. We're going to get this mixed in. Now we're not going to want to make the avocado mushy or anything like that. We don't want to make it like a guacamole or anything. We want it to kind of stay in those chunks, so we're not going to overly mix it. So that looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and get this in the refrigerator, clean up this workstation, and instead of working on the meat next, I'm going to go ahead and work on this next, or this sauce next. This adobo sauce we're making is probably going to be enough for you to use on future meals down the road, because this is going to make a bit. But I'm using one of these 12-ounce cans of Chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. You can go smaller if you want, but I use this all the time. And this is nothing that there's an exact recipe for. I just throw this stuff together. So we got that in. We're going to hit it with some sour cream. And need to get some acid in there, so we're going to go ahead and hit it with some lime juice. I'm going to go with one full lime. Alright, got that. Screw this top on and get blended. Alright, that looks blended up to me. We're going to go ahead and throw this in the container right quick. This is going to go in the refrigerator while we start working on this meat mixture. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and cube up that steak and throw some white onions in with that and cook that down in our cast iron skillet. So let's meat over by the stove. Let's go ahead and get some of this meat cooked. I have this Dutch oven already heating up, and I have my meat and onions kind of diced up small. I'm going to throw a little bit of olive oil into this skillet, and we're going to go ahead and toss our meat and onions in there. And that's kind of how small I have everything diced up there. We're just going to cook this until we get a little bit of a browning on it. Okay, so this meat is coming along fine. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off and let it just continue cooking. And in the meantime, I have my tortillas in this foil pack. I'm going to go ahead and throw those in the oven at 350 degrees and just let those warm up for about 4 minutes. Here's what everything looks like before we start making our tacos. We have our meat here. That's what that looks like. That looks good. We have the sauce I made earlier. We have our, this almost looks like guacamole, but it's more of a salsa, and then we have our warmed up tortillas. Let me go ahead and make a couple of these and let's eat. Alright, so this is a wrap. I got my celebrity food taster here, Edward Snowden, out here stealing all kinds of secrets. Anyway, let's get into these street tacos and see what is up.
The meat's nice and tender. That sauce you put on there, nice and creamy, but not too hot. And the guacamole on top's always good.
That's more of a salsa than a guacamole, but listen, just trying to give you ideas on something to do with your leftover meat. This stuff was the bomb right here. Anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.